Hi, good morning and welcome to today's stream. Today we're going to be flying Lufthansa flight DLH 2501 and we're parked up at Manchester at gate G61 I think it is, and today we're going to be flying to Munich, a flight of around 2 hours, but we're not going to do the full 2 hours. Today is just going to be all about the cockpit preparation and how we go about setting up this Airbus A319 and get it off the ground. So first of all, we'll go into the interior views using these little drop down menus in the corner, which I quite like, and I'll just make sure I've got the batteries 1 and 2 are on, external power is on, and the GPU and external power are connected. So first of all, we're going to go through the checklist, which my co-pilot will read out, and I've got to follow the instructions.
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation checklist. Batteries? Both on. Electrical power? And external power is on. Navigation lights? Set on. Engines master? Both off. Engine mode selector? Checked. Normal. Landing gear lever? Checked. Parking brake? Off. Flaps? Checked. Position? Speed brake lever? Checked. Retracted. Thrust levers? Idle. Transponder mode? Checked. Standby. Radio control panel? Set on. ECAM recall? Checked. Anti-skid? On. Flight director? On. Emergency lights? Set. No smoking signs? Set on. Anti-ice? Off. Probes and window heat? Auto. Air conditioning? Checked. Ventilation panel? Is checked. Electrics panel? Checked. Fuel pumps? Set on. Hydraulics? Is checked. Accumulator brake pressure? Set. EGWPS? On. EFCS? On. ADIRS? Set to nav. Emergency equipment? Is checked. Checklist complete.
Well, there we have the first cockpit preparation checklist. I can't say checklist today, I don't know what's up with me. Pretty straightforward, if you know what you're doing, that is. So now we're going to input the flight plan. Well, first of all, we'll get GSX started, the ground service crew, and we'll request catering while we put the flight plan in and get the nav computer all set. So we're flying from Manchester, which is EGCC, and we're flying to Munich, which is EDDM. I'll put that in there, and I see I've already got a company route for the flight plan already sorted. Quite a simple flight plan today. We've got a SID that'll take us out to Desig, and I'm going to take airway UL 603 straight to Akanu, which is 61 nautical miles from Munich. But it's basically just one straight airway all the way. and then we'll take our star when we're given our runway at Munich. We're flying IFR flight plan rules today, and our alternate airport is Salzburg in Austria, which is just on the border of Germany and not too far away from Munich if anything goes wrong. So we'll put our alternate in, and today our flight number is DLH2501. And we put the flight number in there. We'll just open the doors for the catering service that I've turned up. There we go. And if we just have a look outside, we'll see the vans are in position. And we should start to see them delivering the food and drinks. There they go. In he goes. Just a nice little touch. So our cost index today will be 30. And we're going to be cruising at 37,000 feet, our flight level 370. We align the IRS. I'll just initiate our load sheet today. We're going to be carrying 84 souls, passengers, 3.5 kilos of baggage, and fuel will be 7.92. So we'll start to load the fuel now, as we don't want to be loading fuel while passengers are boarding. We go back to our flight plan and the block. We know we were carrying 7.9 fuel, so we'll just enter that figure into the block. We bring up our performance page, and our flaps today will be up, and we're going to use 0.3 trim. I forgot to put the flaps in. We're going to be using flaps 2. Flaps 2 up 0.3. We enter that, and GSX have finished delivering the sandwiches and the coffees, so we'll close those doors. We don't need them. Oh, we're leaving from Manchester on runway 05 left, and we're going to be taking the DES 1 I1S Desig 1S SID straight to Desig. That puts in our V1, VR and V2 speeds for takeoff. So next thing we want to do is get our clearance
Manchester Airport information, Yankee
from
1026 Zulu.
IFR clearance.
0903 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition, few clouds at 3,600. Temperature 182.16. UNH 1005. ILS runway 6. right and ILS, runway 6 left in use.
Set the QNH to 1005
Runway 6 left.
and our speed
VFR aircraft say direction
to
of
250.
flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller
So we're
on
taking off on runway 5.
Manchester Airport.
The runway heading is 53 degrees.
Wind 093 at 8. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition few.
Oh, now we'll just get our clearance from
Manchester clearance delivery.
the clearance delivery.
IFR Munich, ready to copy.
Lufthansa 2501 is cleared to Munich Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 13,000. Departure frequency is 118.575, squawk 4037.
4037 was our squawk code. Cleared to 13,000 feet.
501, cleared to Munich Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 13,000. Departure on 118.575, squawk 4037.
Lufthansa 2501, feedback is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi.
Cleared to 13,000 feet. Oh dearie me. There we go. Bang that into our flight computer. And we'll see the altitude there we've been cleared to on the climb phase. It's at 13,000 feet. When we arrive in Munich, the advanced QNH at the moment in Munich is 1014. Bless you, co-pilot. Better not catch that cold. And the temperature was 18 degrees. The wind was coming from 48 at 3 knots. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. I don't know what the barrel or the radio is just yet, but I think it's about 396. We've got our transition altitude of 5,000 feet as we leave Manchester.
Manchester clearance delivery. Pacifica 8.
Let's have a look how the fuel's going on. Are we finished loading fuel? Yes, we are. We can start boarding the passengers.
Departure frequency is 118.575, squawk 3777.
And we can start loading the cargo
Airport as filed.
as
Fly
well.
runway heading, climb and maintain 9,000. Departure at 118.575, squawk 3777.
Pacifica 8220, readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi.
Good morning. Thank you.
Manchester clearance delivery, orbit 7076, IFR, Halifax, ready to copy.
Our departure time today was 10:40,
Airport as filed. Fly
so
runway heading,
we've
climb
got
and
about
maintain
7 minutes
1,000. Departure frequency is 118.575.
to get away from this gate.
0333.
It's going to be close. We might be running a bit late.
7076, cleared to Halifax Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 10,000. Departure on 118.575, squawk 0333.
Manchester ground. Pacifica
Are we waiting for all of the passengers to get on?
Ready to taxi IFR. Orbit 7076, readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.
And the bags to be loaded.
Taxi. Pacifica 8220, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left via taxiway Lima, Juliet, Charlie, Bravo, Alpha. Contact tower on 119.4 when ready.
Taxi full short
And
runway.
the runway we're going to be taking off from is
Charlie, Bravo, Alpha.
down that area,
Pacifica
at the end down there. Our departure today will take us out right over the top of Stockport.
Pacifica 8220.
So I'll give you all a wave as I fly over.
Hold position. Pacifica 8220.
And all we're doing now is waiting for the passengers which does
ready
take
to
some
taxi
time.
IFR. Orbit 7076, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left via taxiway Delta, Bravo, Alpha. Contact tower on 119er point, warp when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 6 left using taxiway Delta, Bravo, Alpha. Orbit 7076.
Just check our flight plan. Make sure it's connected all the way through to Munich. Now we've got one discontinuity in. We'll just get rid of that. And there's all our waypoints. It's roughly 634 nautical miles, and it should take us around 2 hours. If everything goes to plan. We're just waiting for the last of the passengers to get on board. Well, we can close the cargo doors. And there we go. Everybody now safely on board. We'll close both passenger boarding doors. So all the doors are closed.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do the before start checklist. Windows and doors closed and locked. APU. Set on. APU bleed.
While we're waiting for the APU bleed, I love this little touch that you can do. Just open the windows. Not advisable at 37,000 feet, but we can do it while we're on the ground. While we're here, we'll get rid of the taxi. There we are. The jetway is
Set
just
on.
moving
External
away.
power.
You have to disconnect the external power.
Disconnected and off. Cabin signs.
There's the no smoking sign.
Set on.
Auto.
Thrust levers. Idle. Parking brake.
Parking brake set to on.
Set on. Barrow reference. Checked. 1005. 1005. Check. Beacon lights.
Beacon lights on.
Set on. Checklist complete.
Now we can request clearance
Manchester
to
ground.
taxi.
Altitude 501 with Zulu, ready to taxi IFR.
Altitude 501, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left using taxiway Delta, Bravo, Alpha. Contact tower on 119er point, warp when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 6 left via taxiway Delta, Bravo, Alpha. Altitude 501.
I'll just ask for our pushback, and we want the nose to go left and the tail to go right, which should point us in the right direction. Now our little man on his truck. Off he goes. Let's just make sure. Yes, they were. The chocks and the traffic cones were removed.
Locking gear. Locking gear.
Manchester ground, orbit 5221, request taxi to the gate.
Orbit 5221.
Just set the weather radar. Not that we're expecting any rain today.
Kilo Charlie, Kilo Delta. Departure check completed. Flight has been inserted.
Taxiway Bravo Delta.
Release parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Advancing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2.
We'll just start to see these numbers moving up as engine 2 starts.
Engine 2 stabilized.
I'll start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
Airport as filed. Fine runway heading. Climb and maintain 13,000. Departure frequency is 118.575. Squawk 3613.
Orbit 4850, clear to take on airport as filed. Fine runway heading, climb and maintain 13,000. Departure at 118.575. Squawk 3613.
Orbit 4850. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.7. Orbit 5221. Position caution other traffic. Set parking brakes.
Engine 1 stabilized. Parking brakes are set.
Manchester ground, orbit 4850, Bravo, ready to taxi, IFR.
Orbit unlocking gear. Taxiway hold short of runway 6 left using taxiway Delta. Contact tower on 11 Tow truck disconnected. Bypass speed removed.
Runway 6 left using taxiway Delta. Orbit 4850.
There he goes. Off on his little truck. His little friend.
The after
Be
start
somewhere
checklist.
Manchester ground. World travel 866.
Engine mode selector.
World travel 866.
Go through the checklist first.
Set.
Normal.
APU bleed.
Off.
Set off. APU master. Set off.
off.
Ground spoilers.
Armed.
Set. Rudder trim. Checked 0. Pitch trim. Set. Flight controls.
Full left.
Full left.
Full right.
Full right.
Manchester clearance delivery.
Neutral.
World travel 94445 IFR.
Full up.
Gaza
Full up.
ready to copy. World travel 94445.
Full down.
Gaza airport as filed. Fly runway heading. Climb
Neutral.
maintain 11.
Rudder.
Departure frequency
Full
is
left.
18.575.
Full right.
1025.
Neutral.
World
Check
travel
flaps.
94445 clear to Gaza airport as filed. Fly runway heading. Climb and
Flaps
maintain
2.
Flaps 2. Anti-ice. Off. Ecam status. Checked. Ecam door page.
Travel 94445. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.7.
Checked. Hand signal. Received. Checklist complete.
Right, clear to start our taxi. Parking brake off. A little bit of power.
Manchester ground, world travel diner, port
Take us up
45 with
to
Bravo.
10 knots.
IFR. World travel diner, port 45, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left using taxiway Alpha. Contact
And the
tower
taxi
11
checklist.
diner, wait, warp when ready.
Nose
Taxi,
lights.
hold short runway 6 left using taxiway Alpha. World travel diner, port 45.
We'll get to the nose lights in a second.
Set on. Brake checks. Pedal pressed. Checked 0. Check auto brake.
Auto brake.
Max.
Max.
Takeoff data. Reviewed. FCU. Checked. Flight instruments. Checked. Checked. ECAM TO config. Set. Checklist complete.
And there's the checklists.
5221.
All we need to do now is to taxi to the end
Position caution that your bus
of runway 5 left.
Orbit 5221, continue taxi.
Roger, orbit 5221.
And then we can start our flight. We were just a little bit late leaving the gate, but we're not too bad. We should be on time, given a good wind. Looks like that 737's going to get there before me.
Manchester ground, world travel 50.
This means we'll have to wait a little bit.
Manchester clearance delivery, landmark 5964, heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance to take off.
World travel
When we get to the end of the
50,
runway.
Taxi to gate 5 warp, via taxiway Victor, Hotel Zulu, Hotel Juliet. Landmark 5964, heavy, is cleared to take off airport as filed. Fine runway heading, climb and maintain 5000. Departure frequency is 118.575, squawk 3476.
Taxi to gate 54 via taxiway Victor, Hotel Zulu, Hotel Juliet. World travel 5092.
Landmark 5964, heavy, cleared to take off airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 5000. Departure on 118.575, squawk 3476. Landmark 5964, heavy, readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.7 when ready to taxi.
Most of this flight's going to be a managed flight, meaning the computer and the autopilot are going to take care of it.
Manchester ground, landmark 5964, heavy, with Bravo, ready to taxi IFR.
So I'll just set the speed.
5964, heavy, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower
And the heading.
19 point warp when ready.
So we'll follow the navigation once we turn the autopilot on
Landmark 5964,
at around 1,000 feet. been a nice leisurely taxi to the end of the runway. No need to rush, as we're going to be waiting at least a few minutes for the 737 to take off and clear the end of the runway. Alright, looks like we might have an Airbus A321 arriving as well. So we'll obviously have to clear the runway before we get our clearance to take off.
Travel 5092, position caution of Airbus A321 on the runway.
All position, world travel 5092.
We'll just switch to the tower frequency now. And we'll just line up behind the 737. Don't want to get too close to.
Turn next taxiway. Orbit 3724, contact ground on 121.7. Orbit 4850, clear for takeoff, runway 6 left.
Should be the plane in front.
Takeoff, runway 6
Then his
left.
clearance.
4850.
And we'll just taxi.
Point 121.7, orbit rate 724.
And contact the tower and let them know we're at the end of the runway.
Go, runway 6 left, IFR to Munich. Lufthansa 2501, hold short, runway 6 left, traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway. Hold short, runway 6 left, Lufthansa 2501.
Approaching 06 left.
I'll do the before takeoff checklist.
Flight attendants, seats for takeoff, please. Before takeoff checklist. Brake temperature checked. Brake fans off. Engine mode selector checked. Normal. TCAS. TARA tilt above. Exterior lights.
Position and hold, Lufthansa 2501.
Set on. Sliding tables. Stowed. Stow. Checklist complete.
Orbit 4850, contact Manchester departure on 118.575. 118.575 for orbit 4850.
Just line up with a centre line on the runway and wait for our clearance.
On runway 06 left.
Clear for takeoff, runway 6 left.
There's our clearance for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 6 left, Lufthansa 2501.
Spool those engines up around 50%, let them settle. And then we'll go
Take
full
off.
power.
Man toga, SRS and runway. Checked.
Try and keep it
Power
straight
set.
on the runway.
100 knots. Checked. V1. Rotate.
And there we go. It's our cue to pull back on the stick.
Positive rate. Gear up. Gear up. Navigation.
Manchester Tower.
Check.
Niner 445 ready to go. Runway.
Climb thrust.
IFR to Gaza.
Wisconsin 2501. Contact Manchester departure on 118.575. Will travel 9445. Taxi to position and hold.
Put the
Gear is up.
autopilot
Lights
on.
off.
Position and hold. World travel.
Autopilot is going on.
118.5.
Flaps 1.
Lufthansa 2501.
Flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Manchester departure. Lufthansa 2501 is climbing through 2,300 for 13,000. Lufthansa 2501. Manchester departure. Roger. UNH 1005. Lufthansa 2501. Turn right heading 065. Proceed on course.
And flap
Climb and
0.
maintain
Speed check.
13,000.
Flap 0.
Turn right
And the
heading
after takeoff
065.
checklist.
Resume on navigation. Climb and maintain
Engine mode
13,000.
selector.
Lufthansa
Checked. Normal.
2501.
Spoilers.
Lufthansa 2501.
Set.
Contact with
Flaps.
first approach.
Checked. Retracted.
120.7.
Landing gear. Gear up. Lights off. Exterior lights.
120.7. Lufthansa 2501.
Set off. Exterior lights. Packs. Both on. Anti-ice. Off.
Lufthansa 2501.
Ticos. Checked.
At 3,000.
Altimeter. 1005. 1005. Checked. Checklist complete.
1005.
And there you have it. Bless you. We're happily climbing up to 13,000 feet. 250
Transition altitude.
knots.
Local freeway 2751. Traffic at 6 o'clock. 4 miles at 5,100.
Barrow reference. Set and cross-checked. Check.
Freeway 2751. Passenger bus in sight.
I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Oh, look at that down there in the background. There's Old Trafford. Surrounding areas. Stockport down there.
Contact Manchester Center on 118.775. Will travel 9445.
So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and follow. And look out for more videos. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Goodbye.